Now, what's known today as country music used to be called country western music, and it drew from western themes, cowboys, tumbling tumbleweeds, and the rugged landscapes of the West.
These themes still inspire artists across many genres. I mean, we all know the classic, "Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam."
And whether you call them buffalo or bison, for artists, they have long spurred creativity. For others, the buffalo represents the hope of revitalizing an entire culture.
Reporter Pat Woodard and photojournalist Mike LeClaire bring us this story.
Listen closely. Riding the current of a relentless Wyoming wind, you can hear the sound of celebration.
The 60th annual Eastern Shoshone Powwow is a social celebration, a celebration where people come together from different nations to sing and dance and laugh and be with one another. It is a display of our cultural values. In the regalia that our dancers have, their outfits are very intricate, beaded. They take thousands of hours to put together.
In music, dance, and decoration, the people of the Wind River Reservation renew ties to their families, their beliefs, and to some of the most important symbols of their culture.
Buffalo will be tied to specific dancers, could be tied to a specific drum, could be tied to songs. So the buffalo is representative in some of those dances. The buffalo is part of, we see it as a gift from God, gift from Creator. It was life's commissary, so buffalo served for food, tools, medicine, shelter, clothing. It was also central to our ceremonies.
For Jason Valdez and other tribal members, this is a special time.
There's 4 calves down there. They're just born in the last 2 weeks.
Today, 5 bison bulls from a reservation in Montana are due to arrive to help expand the small herd here.
I think it's important for a lot of reasons. I think first and foremost for the cultural aspect for Native American communities to kind of reconnect with the buffalo and to see them grow on their lands.
Establishing satellite populations of pure genetics on reservations is an attempt to also help in conservation of the species in concert with cultural revitalization.
The indispensable role of bison to the first people inhabiting the plains of North America was captured by artists like George Catlin. His paintings depict a time still relatively unaffected by European culture. The bison that captivated Catlin inspire artists to this very day, but in a very different setting.
Can't get this close to them in real life or you probably die, so this is great.
On the safe side of a corral at the National Western Stock Show in Denver.
I try to sketch in till they move.
Painter and sculptor Susan Bell works with some of the most full-figured models you'll find anywhere.
Every chance that I can get when the bison are here at the stock show, I come down and paint them. I'll use these sketches that I do today, and I'll use them together with my photographs to paint a bigger painting in the studio.
Most of the bison that exist today are part of a small but growing industry touting their benefits as a source of lean and naturally raised meat.
You know, if you eat more bison, you can serve more bison, because if the market is robust and strong and there's that economic sustainability, then we will see more and more bison on the landscape in North America.
The idea of raising bison as livestock was around as early as the 1870s, but by then, other forces were stampeding the buffalo toward oblivion. It was the Great Slaughter. Commercial markets for buffalo hides and bones started it. Any thought of stopping it ran into an evolving government attitude that in order to control Native Americans on the plains, the only good buffalo was a dead buffalo.
After buffalo was gone, we became reliant upon the federal government to provide rations.
It took shockingly little time. The height of the slaughter lasted only a few decades. When it was over, a bison population that once numbered in the tens of millions was down to a few hundred.
Would this have been fairly close to what would have been in historic times?
Oh, ideal. Exactly the same. Same deal.
Bob Beaupre's ranch in Colorado's North Park is on an old bison migration route.
They did migrate from the Laramie through here, through North Park, over into the Yampa and back every year, picking at this beautiful grass.
Today, long after bison disappeared in Colorado.
Oh, there they are.
North Park is once again a place where the buffalo roam.
It's staggering to think, it is for me anyway, to think about the fact that we have almost as many buffalo bison on our ranch today as the scientists believe existed on all of North America after that massive slaughter.
Beaupre says it's a privilege to be part of bringing an American icon back to a sustainable level. That it might be something more hit home shortly after he put his first bison on the range.
We had a couple tribal members approach us when they heard that somebody was bringing buffalo back to North Park. They wanted to come and see them, but when they saw them, they volunteered that they would, if we wanted, and we certainly did, they would come and do a traditional blessing of both our ranch and the buffalo. It was quite something to see. To be near them, to be privileged to see how great they are, what a magnificent creature Mother Nature created, it's just, I don't know, it's a dream come true.
I not only want it to look very lush and like the animal looks, but I want you to see something in his eye. I want you to see him that he's an individual.
Susan Bell's earlier bison sketches are taking shape as full-size paintings.
And this one is one that I started at the National Western this year, and they took him away to the sale, so I am finishing it right here in my studio.
Bell's work continues a direct line of inspiration that saw artists painting bison on the walls of caves thousands of years ago.
They have such dignity, and they have such presence. I just think there's the myth of them too, that they're so, they're huge, they're powerful, they're part of American culture, really.
Go ahead and set up the drum and have a practice session out here if you want.
On the Wind River Reservation, the plan is to expand this bison herd for management not as livestock, but as wildlife. But there's discouraging news. Bad weather in Montana means the truck that was supposed to bring 5 bison bulls here won't be coming today.
Even though they're not going to be here today, we still wanted to give people a chance to see the buffalo that are here, and 4 new calves, and then we wanted to be able to sing a song for them too, sing a buffalo song.
As the music echoes across the hills, 5 bison bulls from the small Shoshone herd make their way toward the singers. A short distance away, they stop, lingering as the songs continue. The connection made is accepted with gratitude, admiration, and hope.
Wow, it's amazing to see those bison populations increasing.
It really is, and it is so hard to believe that in only 50 years, we went from 30 million buffalo in the United States to just a few hundred. That is heart-wrenching.
I know. Today we have about 500,000 buffalo in the U.S., and most of those are not roaming free, but they're on ranches.